Dr. Manning, do black people hate each other? Some?
That's because they hate themselves.
Mm.
And I think it's because of mindset. Like, they don't know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
They have not developed themselves. They have not told themselves who they are. Like, I wake up and I say to myself, I'm fearfully and I'm wonderfully made.
Oh, wow.
I'm unique. There's nobody else like me. And
Mm-hmm.
I have something to offer. A lot of people don't think that way. And because they don't think that way, they hate you because you are progressive. You have gotten the knowledge, you're educated, you're confident. So when you walk in the room, people know that you're there. And so because they don't feel that way, they hate you. And I use that example because in some places that I've worked, people don't know me or don't know anything about me. And I say good morning, good afternoon, I'm courteous, but I'm confident. And so out of nowhere, you can see this look like, who does she think she is? Like, where did you go to school? Or, oh, you know, you do this, or you drive that, or you live here. But really, that should not be your focus. Your focus should be on development of yourself and not worrying about the other person. Like, I don't hate anybody because I feel like I have an opportunity to go out and do whatever it is that I want to do. And I have not, yes, there have been failures. But for me, I am more than a conqueror. So it's what I tell myself, and it's who I know that I am, and I know what I can do. And there's nothing that I can't accomplish between, you know, it's just, that's my mentality, and I live that way. And I feel sorry for people who are just like, oh, they're scared. Like, I saw how she looked at me, like, oh, girl, anyway, you're the least of my worries. You're the least of my concern. Like, right now, I'm focused on where I'm going, the impact that I will make, and the legacy that I will leave. And so when people change their mentality, their hate for themselves and others will go away.
Wonderful. That is beautifully said. Well said. You trying to steal my show?
Absolutely not.
Miss Hall, here's another question, which kind of goes in with that one, which was, wow, well said. Can black people be bought? Can we be bought?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that goes back to slavery.
Right, so now, but why is it so easy?
But I think any race can be bought.
Yeah.
Well, but see, now, mind you, the black race is the one that has the biggest issue here, right? So my question here is, if we've got a clique going here, an organization, almost like mafia, and we've set rules in place. Now, I know the mafia end up snitching on each other at the end, but let's just, terrible example, but let's just say that we've got a unit here, and we want to do something. And an outside group sees what we're trying to do, and they're like, oh man, they're starting to figure it out. They're organizing themselves, and they're going to become competition eventually. We don't like that. So an outside group, let's just say an Italian, doesn't like that, right? And he says, you know what, man? I know Trail, so I'm gonna try to talk to Trail, and I'm gonna offer him $200,000 to take out one of their leaders. In most cases, the black man, which would be represented by Trail, does he take the $200,000 to destroy a bigger project for individual gain?
That just makes me think about that Black Panther movie that just came out.
Is it Judas?
Wow.
Yeah, yes. That movie hurt.
Makes me think about the situation where the attorney just recently was arrested for money laundering.
Attorney?
Jackson?
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he was arrested for money laundering for the cartel. And
he's playing with big boys.
Oh yeah, and they got him. They arrested him, but of course, you know, he's still practicing because, you know, you're innocent until proven guilty.
Sure.
But it's just that situation right there. And you have a well-known black attorney who, you know, makes good money, but the greed in you, the greed and the thought that you would never get caught, it set in, you know, and you can't tell me that, man, he's stuck in his own mind. And I think that's where a lot of the situation is. A lot of people are stuck. They are scared to leave their own backyard. They don't want to venture out and do things that would not just make themselves happy, but make them money the legit way, or help other people to do the same. You know, a lot of people don't like that. I think that's why, and I've had to learn, you know, over my 40 years of life, who things that I do, I can't necessarily expect others to do the same. You know, and that's a hard pill to swallow, especially when you talk about close friends. You know, because I'm the type of person, if I'm gonna eat, I want my friends to eat. I want whoever. I'm gonna give that free information to whoever. I really don't care if it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you. But a lot of people don't think that way. A lot of people are stuck in that mentality of who does she think she is? You know, it's that competition. I'm not trying to steal your shine. You shining within yourself. I don't have to. You are a star.
Yeah, so it doesn't even bother me.
You're in.
Yeah, it's your time, man.
I got it from both ends of the spectrum. Either I was, you know, I wasn't dark enough, or I was a Mexican, a burrito eater, taco eater, you name it. I got been called a nigger.
Do you think it starts from slavery? With the light skin versus dark skin?
Colorism, yeah, that we were taught to, I mean, yeah, for sure. We were taught that the lighter the skin and the better treatment you received. And that's how it was, the better treatment you received.
Yeah.
And it went on and went on and went on. The darker you were, hold up, yeah, I'm sorry, that's my bad. I thought I turned it off. The darker you were, you know, the harsher treatment you received. So most definitely. I had an aunt who she's your color, and we had a conversation, and it was the first time I ever talked to her, and she told me the same thing. She said, and she used skin lightening creams, and she said, "Lo," she said, "you know, I always hated my color. You know, she had three other sisters. She said, I always hated my color, and I wanted to be lighter like you." And I was just thinking, like, but ain't lighter, you're beautiful. I love your color, like, you know. But she expressed that now, obviously, and just like my aunt is well in her 70s, and so she expressed this to me, you know, and told me these things about, you know, how she felt about being the color she was. And I was like, you know, it's funny how she felt that way. And me being, you know, I actually have gotten darker as I've gotten older. I was really, really lighter. I was really, really light growing up. And I got the opposite, you know. And it wasn't as easy as people say. They didn't look at you. It was like, oh, she thinks she's cute. She thinks she's pretty. She thinks blah, blah, blah. You know, I fought every day, so.
And listening to everybody, it really sounds like we are the oppressor of ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
But a lot of times I see that it is really difficult to hold yourself accountable, and it's hard to look in the mirror and say that maybe not everything is another person's responsibility and fault. Maybe at this point, today, it's me. As a grown-up, I'm responsible for what these children, what path I pay for them, and the fundamentals that I give them, how I act, how I dress, how I speak. It's up to me to put that into them. Or do I just say, well, I didn't get it, so I'm not going to give it to you. But what about artists who are kind of bright in complexion and they play well, because I'm in the hip hop community, really I'm white, but because I'm in the hip hop community, I'm going to perceive and show people that I'm more black. Isn't that also a form of it?
I look,
because they're aren't they kind of playing with it?
Yeah, they're playing on that black phishing.
I read this article. I can't remember exactly where I got that from, but it talked about how the black community spent $1.3 trillion in a year. And you think about those numbers, that's a lot of money. I think some countries don't even spend that much money, but that left a black hand. Where's all that money going? So my question is, how come that money is not being used to better the black situation? We do so much complaining, but it's not that the black community is poor and broke. Not at 1.3 trillion, you're not broke and poor. What are we doing with this money? So everybody got a stimulus check. What'd you do? Who'd you give that money to? Or do you even think start business? Does that even cross your mind?
Ownership.
Do people even save money anymore?
We lose our money and we spend our money so fast because we can't spend it with our community like other ethnicities as well. We don't have a black bank. We don't have a black Walmart. We don't have a black credit card. We don't have a black cell phone. So as soon as we get it, we have to spend it in these directions because this is a part of our survival. You know, so that's what the foundation we should create, like ourselves. You know, we should, black people should become get more career savvy, you know, spend your money and investing in businesses that other black people can take advantage of. So it comes down to the point where we need to be more doctors and barbers and lawyers and business people. And that's what it comes down to in order for us to keep the money in our community.
But you know what? I will say this: we actually do have black-owned banks, black-owned credit card things. But this is the thing that I hate when it comes to entrepreneurship and black people. My husband and I always go specifically seek out black businesses to give our money to. But the thing I can't stand is when black people expect discounts from these from these owners, and I'm just like, you would not go somewhere else and ask them for a discount or ask them to take this year off, or you know what I'm saying. I think that's a problem as well. And so when they don't do that, then they spend their money somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense?
It does.
If we had it more on a broader scale, it wouldn't feel that way. But you say you and your husband have to seek it out. I don't have to look hard to find Walmart. I don't have to look hard to find CVS. So if we could broaden our horizon, I can't sit. You can't sit here and say that every business would expect that. Yeah, it is an issue of etiquette because we've never really had these platforms. So yeah, a lot of black people don't know how to be business people, but we can't say it would all be the same. So it's when we get those platforms out there for us to spend it, to keep it in our communities, then we'll see that. But as long as we keep talking and none of us want to be doctors or lawyers or business people, we just talking. Yeah. You want your stimulus check, you waiting on everything else, but using your resources and your abilities to really create the platform. Stop talking, really go to school to do something that could be a venue for our community.
So what do you think they start? So now this year starts in the school system. What are they teaching in the school system?
We need more teachers. We need more black teachers. Why are we going to school for business?
Charlie, you were going to say something?
I was just gonna, talk about just the school system. I feel like, because I have family members that are teachers and stuff like that, and I just honestly feel like school itself, they train us to be workers.
Sure.
Right.
They don't train you to be entrepreneurs. They don't train you how to own a business. They literally train you to, okay, you go to school for 8 hours. You have a 30-minute lunch. That's a 9 to 5.
But doesn't that make sense though?
Yeah, but at the it makes sense.
It makes complete sense from a business perspective.
Right.
Yeah. Someone has to push those baskets in that Walmart.
Exactly. So that's why you have to be able to divide yourself from who you're going to be. Are you going to be an employee or you're going to be a boss?
Yeah. Thank you, Nick.
That's what it boils down to.
True.
The world is, of course, we're going to all need employees. I'm going to have to have some employees. Right? Somebody has to do that job. We can't just choose.
Yeah, that's
you can't just say you're going to be the employee.
And I do think it starts in the household too.
Absolutely.
What you teach your kids.
Telling you, yes.
Yeah, because man, when I was growing up, I was told, hey, go to school, go to college, and work for somebody for 20 years, and that's it.
Stigmatizing.
And I'm like, wait a minute, but now that my dad owns a business and he started talking to me, I started looking at things so differently. Yeah. I'm just like, wait a minute, man, you telling me I went to college and now I owe all this debt?
Yeah.
I might, I don't owe $100,000. Another person might owe $100,000. Then they go work at a call center making $40,000 a year to pay off that $100,000.
It's like the grade school
getting wealth. Like,
see, that's the thing. School, unless you're going to be a professional, I mean, and I truly feel like this here. Unless you're going to be that doctor, unless you're going to be that lawyer, what is school helping the worker be? They're helping them stay in the same spot that they are in.
It's buying you time, pretty much.
It's curriculum, and it doesn't matter how many years of school you are going to be in. You're still going to be stuck in the same spot. Mm-hmm. You're still going to be stuck in the same spot where you're earning the same amount of money.
Oh my, you can type really fast. You should be a secretary. And I was young then. I was like, a secretary. I was like, no. I had higher aspirations then, a secretary, because I can type. No, I said I want to be a journalist, and they were all going, "What? My dad? Oh, you're not going to get a job. You need to be a nurse," because they have this thing in their mind what it looks like, and I always thought outside of the box, so I was different from all of my siblings, and I was like, no, I want to be a reporter. Oh Lord. And as soon as I was on television, I was visible to my family, and they were like, oh, that's my sister, that's my daughter, but they're looking at me like, she's crazy, like and I'm thinking the first time I went on air, like, what am I doing here? Like my mind has always been so far past what people think that they can do or be. That's why I have this mentality, like there's nothing that I can't do. So I worked in television for 7 years. So I am just like, this is what I want to do. So when I come back full circle, I get my doctorate in education. I want to go back toward the media, and I'm telling people I'm going to put a show together for all these Black doctors, and we're going to pitch this show eventually. And they're all looking at me
which you've done.
Like this is crazy, you know. But we're working toward, as we get more comfortable and we fine tune it. We're gonna pitch it, until we get there. So people will be like, this girl is absolutely crazy.
You've elevated the standard for sure.